everybody, welcome back to Kaulignation, your one-stop shop for all things Kaulig Racing, DINGERNation, SVGNation, and more. I'm Sean, and thank you for joining us for this short little video as we prepare for the weekend at Michigan Speedway. I can't say my expectations for Kaulig or SVG are all that high for this weekend, but I'm open to being surprised, and hopefully they're able to bring some speed to the racetrack, because it's a race where if you don't bring speed, you're in a lot of trouble. Our multiple choice question for this video is, are you excited for SVG to run some races for Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series? Yes, no, or you don't care because it's not the Cup Series? Comment down below and share your thoughts there. In my opinion, you should be just incredibly excited. I'm excited because when it comes to the Xfinity Series, I would argue that nobody has better equipment than Junior Motorsports or Joe Gibbs, and I think I would even give Junior Motorsports the advantage on Joe Gibbs. So SVG is going to be driving the best equipment in the series, able to show what he's made of, and I'm truly excited for him to get the chance to do that. But before we get to more SVG stuff about that very topic later in this video, first we want to touch on a couple of interviews that Kaulig Racing team president Chris Rice did over the last couple of weeks on Sirius XM while talking about the Xfinity program. There's no other way to put it than he threw it under the bus, and probably rightfully so, to be honest. It's been just awful, obviously coming off the weekend where Eckes and Williams are involved in yet another wreck, and we had Daniel Dye disqualified for the ride height being too low on both the left and right side, so he wasn't even close to passing Tech Inspect. At the end of the day, Daniel Dye's just outside of a playoff spot. Williams isn't even close, and while Christian Eckes has had speed at times this year, he's got 5 DNS. This is a guy that the team bet the future of the organization on. Basically was given the same sort of leeway AJ Allmendinger was, without having really any financial support behind him. They brought him in. I still think Christian Eckes is a top prospect in NASCAR, but clearly some feathers have been ruffled. 2 weeks ago, Chris Rice had mentioned that this isn't the truck series. This is the Xfinity Series. This is a whole different beast. Your success in trucks means nothing here. Clearly, that was a shot at Christian Eckes. Daniel Dye did run trucks last year, but he also ran with Kaulig. That's important to keep in mind. So, clearly things aren't great there. Obviously, they're coming off the heels of just a couple years ago when, Chandler Smith walked out of the organization and, got out of his contract. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here, because Chandler Smith had some money behind him. But at the end of the day, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Christian has 1 year left on his deal. I want this to work out. We were talking about Christian Eckes possibly being a potential replacement for Ty Dillon at the end of this season or the next season. But at the moment, that just doesn't seem to be the case. Hopefully things turn around. That being said, when you're being publicly blasted by your team president on Sirius XM, and while the president took a little bit of accountability in terms of having no speed, he put most of it on the drivers and the staff. And I got to be honest, at the end of the day, you're asking guys to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and they are not AJ Allmendinger. It really highlights just what AJ Allmendinger was able to do with that program. Even SVG last year in the Xfinity Series, they just simply are not good enough in that program. And, I don't really like the stuff that's come out of Chris Rice's mouth the last couple of weeks. Maybe that's going to get us in trouble in terms of getting team interviews, which we already have one lined up. But, we're going to call it like we see it. And at the end of the day, there's just not enough accountability coming from the team. You cannot expect 2 rookie drivers in the Xfinity Series to be able to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. It's not right. And I think before you start judging them, you need to get your equipment in a better place. On the SVG front, look, I know we've been talking a lot about the rumors about him potentially going or leaving Trackhouse rather in the Cup Series. It doesn't really help that, Connor Zilisch, there's some smoke where that fire is, and we'll touch on that in a video, hopefully on the weekend. Since Jordan Bianchi's rumor stuff has come out again, we'll touch on that on another video. But as a SVG fan, not a diehard like many of you, but as an SVG fan, I am incredibly excited to see this guy jump in junior motorsports equipment. The field is in trouble this weekend, or not this weekend, rather, but when he gets behind the wheel of a junior motorsports car, I think the sky is the limit. We're talking about the series best equipment. You look across the board, you even look what Connor Zilish has done this year as a rookie in that equipment. It has been remarkable, and now we have a chance to see SVG not just on or on road courses, but on an oval, and that's the one I'm most excited for, is to see how he's able to perform in that level of equipment. Again, the sky's the limit. I think he's going to win, and I think he's going to win easily. Now, I don't know if he still has 4 races because maybe this isn't a great sign in terms of the rumors, but they replaced him at Mexico with Daniel Suarez. But he has multiple other starts coming up in the number. I don't know what number he's driving, to be honest. But yeah. Anyways, that is going to do it for this video. Sorry, I'm recording this outside, and a stray dog has just come onto our property out of nowhere. So yeah. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on social media at Kaulignation on X, Facebook, Kaulignation, DINGERNation, SVGNation, and we will see you in the next video.